Okay, shift boosts are pretty much the hardest technique to really learn. It involves essentially leaving the track for a matter of frames and then re-entering it. There's many ways that you can do this. Oop, shit. But the easiest place to do it is on lateral shift because of the corners that the level has. So you'd essentially want to just approach the corner at a very low angle, and you don't want to try to aim it so that you're only in the air for a small amount of time as possible. Generally, you'd want to use the shoulder buttons to make this a lot easier. So you're like facing the direction. You're already facing the direction you want to go, and then you'll strafe over the gap. Oop, I got an extra one there. Now, when you're doing a shift boost, essentially, when you re-enter the track, you get a burst of speed. And you want to time momentum throttling here really carefully. Ideally, you want to press A 2 frames before you re-enter the track. So as you're in the air, you don't want to let go of it, and then press A 2 frames before re-entering. And how long you want to hold the A button differs. The lower speed you're going, the longer you want to go. Like right there, you pretty much just want to hold A because you're not really that high above the MT point. So what you'll see most people do on this level is essentially they're only holding A during the shift boost. Quick turn. I'll boost here. So it's like shift boost, hold A, let go of it. Shift boost. And it's like you're basically just tapping the A button. You don't want to hold it. You just tap it as you re-enter the track. The timing on this is still pretty tricky to learn. If you're ever like wondering, like, oh, I do all the same shit this other guy does, and his time is like a little bit better than mine. The difference is most likely how you're timing MT with shift boosts, because doing it optimally is actually very difficult. Now that's shift boosting with the corners. Another method is the shift boosting right in the middle of a track. The term, I never really had a term for this until Yoshi Fan translated what the Japanese players call it, hidden shift boosts. And I don't know, I thought that kind of made sense. Basically, on any downslope, you can get thrown off the track. If you're going really fast on like a sharp downslope, you'll like lift off and fly away. But if you have the just the right speed so that you'll fly off and then land like a matter of frames later, you can get a shift boost. And at the very start of Half Pipe, there's a setup for it. So, oops, I fucked it up there, but bam. And you want to time the MT just like you would with the lateral shift, where you essentially just you're holding A before it, but you want to let go of it right after the boost ends to really maximize the amount of speed you gain. Quite a few sections have little shift boosts like that, or levels have shift boosts like that. Now sometimes you don't, like on Half Pipe, you just have enough speed to get it since it's a very shallow slope. It lines up well. And in theory, you can get a hidden shift boost on any downslope in the game. You just need to be going fast enough. The shallower the slope, the faster you'll need to go. Like on a very sharp slope, you'll fly off at very low speed, so it's not too difficult. But sometimes there's slopes on tracks that are like just shallow enough that it's just beyond the reach of your normal speed. but you can MTS into it to essentially increase the speed you're going and get a shift boost from it. And you'll see that in quite a few tracks. There's one here. Okay, I got it. And yeah, there's one. You can get one there. You can go a little bit faster. There. That last turn, I think, at least for me personally, I think that's like the easiest, quote unquote, MTS into shift boost in the game. If you're like boost into it and you're using either Gallant or Fat Shark, you should be able to get that more consistently than like pretty much any other MTS into shift boost. Just because I guess the slope is a lot wider. Now, you can get one on this down slope, on probably even this down slope if you're really good. I was going too slow there. But that's another form of shift boosting, is hidden shift boosts. And another form beyond that is when you're going over an edge. And this is probably the type of shift boost most people are like familiar with from watching Cosmo Terminal Trident runs or Mission 2, Chapter 2 runs. The timing for this one is the same, where you'd want to press A 2 frames before re-entering the track or getting the shift boost. But this one is probably the hardest method of shift boosting, just because it has like the highest rate of failure. But this is like the level to practice it on. The easy mode is to like hold A and just strafe towards the edge and then like turn back on as you go over it. That's like the simplest way to get it. It's not optimal, but it's like just to get the feel for it. Like just strafe towards the edge and then like turn in. I guess one way to practice is to like try to don't actually like if you're having a lot of failure with it, which most people will. I'd recommend trying to like just try to cut like one car length short of the edge. So like if you can just strafe to there consistently, then you'll get more used to like going to the edge. Like in theory, it's the once you get comfortable with like going that far and turning left, you'll get more comfortable with going over the edge. I haven't played Chapter 2 in a while, so I'm going to be shit at this, but ideally what you want to do is strafe off and then turn back in and let go of A as you do that. What makes this type of shift boost special is that you can just keep stacking them back to back, just keep doing them, so you can build up massive amounts of speeds in a very short amount of time. Whereas other types of shift boost are more like the hidden shift boost or the corner shift boost on lateral shift. You essentially can only do those when the track allows it in like certain scenarios where as long as there's like an edge of a track, you can do this type of shift boost, assuming the slope is not too weird of an angle. Now this is by far like the hardest one to learn, but you get the most reward from it in terms of speed and how fun it is. Like Trident is a very frustrating level early on as you're like initially learning it, but now it's one of my favorites just because once you get like more consistent at shift boosting, it's just, you know, fun to do because you just go really fast. So I guess I'll do some Trident to demonstrate what I'm talking about in case you haven't seen it. It's basically the same thing I was doing on Chapter 2, but you know, with one of the top tier vehicles rather than Blue Falcon. Blue Falcon actually isn't too bad as far as like the non-custom vehicles go. It can do like all the like it can MTS. Not great at it, but it can do it. Like it can do all the tricks, which is pretty much all I can ask for a vehicle. So as you're doing Trident, you can get like a hidden shift boost there. I guess I'll just not even bother retrying. You can. What's special about Trident is that there's no rails anywhere except near the start and at the turn there at the end. But the majority of track doesn't have rails, so you can just shift boost everywhere. Like that's what the tool assisted run does, and it looks absolutely stupid. For people, you have to like limit it to basically like right here, wherever there's like down slopes, it's easier to do a shift boost on the edge of the track, or an edge shift boost as I usually refer to it. Basically, the steeper the downslope, the larger the frame window for the trick. Like, going for a shift boost off the edge of the track there would probably have like a frame window of 2 or 3. Whenever there's a downslope, it'll increase it by like a few frames. Like right here, there's a lot of downslopes back to back, making it much easier to shift boost here than other parts of the track. And on upslopes, the frame window decreases. Where like right here, it's like a slight upslope where it will go down to 1 or even 0 frames. Like once it gets steep enough, you cannot shift boost. It's literally not possible. But you'd essentially look for any point in the track where, relative to the machine, it's like a slight downslope from one. Like right here after the reflare, there's a small downslope there. So Trident will become like finding all the areas where there's downslopes that you're comfortable with shift boosting on. It takes a lot of practice. Probably the thing that takes the most practice in the game is, getting consistent with shift boosts. But yeah, you save a lot of time by doing them. So yeah, good luck with that.